The woman suddenly saw a protruding switch on her husband's portrait and accidentally discovered her husband's shocking secret hidden for many years, because when she curiously pressed that switch, a heavy cold storage door instantly opened. Lisa never would have imagined that inside her husband's first 6 wives' corpses were neatly arranged. In that instant, goosebumps rose all over Lisa's body. Realizing her husband turned out to be a deranged murderer, Lisa screamed in fright, turned and ran. But unexpectedly, as soon as she opened the bedroom door, she ran smack into her husband, who had just returned from work. In order to prevent her husband from sensing something was off, she could only force herself to remain calm and pretend she knew nothing. She originally thought this way her husband wouldn't be suspicious, but she didn't expect that her husband, who had previously married 6 wives, could tell with one glance that something was wrong with Lisa. He then took Lisa to a small room. It turned out the wealthy man had long installed surveillance cameras at the entrance of the cold storage. The scene of Lisa opening the cold storage just now had been fully captured by the camera, since Lisa knew her husband's secret of murder. Her husband also had no intention of letting her live. Without another word, he grabbed her neck tightly, intending to personally send her to meet the king of hell. But unexpectedly at this moment, Lisa said, "You can kill me, but at least let me die knowing why." She didn't understand, with her husband's immense wealth and carefree life, why he had to murder his previous 6 wives, since none of the previous wives had ever asked him this question. The rich man finally opened up and shared his tragic marital experiences. It turned out the wealthy man's first wife was a sin. They met at an equestrian competition with just a simple meeting of eyes. Both were deeply attracted to each other. Very quickly they developed into a romantic relationship, and not long after held a grand wedding. However, as time passed, day by day, he discovered his wife seemed to have a problem. Was constantly singing non-stop all the time, singing while dancing, singing while on dates, even singing while eating. The rich man could still accept all this, but as time went on, he discovered this wife always liked to scare him. If this continued, sooner or later he would be frightened to death by his wife. So in order to prevent himself from getting heart disease in the future, one day when his wife wasn't paying attention, he directly carried his wife to the guillotine and pulled down the blade with one stroke. Finally the house was quiet, but the wealthy man had a high position and great power. Soon couldn't stand the loneliness. At a dance party he attended, he met his second wife. She was a tall, slender runway model with both stunning looks and charisma, so the rich man spent big bucks buying her this and that. Only then did he successfully get close to this model. In order to completely bring her home as his wife, the wealthy man took her to all sorts of high-end places. In less than a week he had tricked this model into his home. He originally thought a happy life awaited him, but what he never would have imagined was after getting married, his second wife seemed to have transformed into a different person, constantly clinging to him all day, not letting him work, always getting intimate with him at home. But the rich man could still tolerate all this. However, by a chance coincidence, the wealthy man actually discovered that this wife was plotting to harm him.